Welcome to Comedy 101.
Comedy 11111. Well, Mr. Bob, I want to apologize. I think we have a glitch every time I press the laughing button.
It's
I
okay.
don't know
We
what
can just laugh ourselves. That's fine.
Yes, it's better to be natural, people. So we can do it by
Yeah.
our own laugh.
Comedy 101.
Yes, with my legendary co-host, Mr. Bob Lament. Mm.
I'm
Another great
here.
episode.
I'm here. I'm here. Believe it or not, I'm here.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Welcome to
thank
Comedy
God.
101, everybody.
Yes.
Boy,
Thank
are
you for
my arms
supporting us.
tired.
Why is that?
I just
I
flew
just,
in from
yeah,
Los Angeles, and boy, are my arms tired.
Los Angeles, dude.
I'm just joking. I don't know. The So this week we've had well, I don't know if it'd be a tragedy, but
A
it certainly is a
tragedy.
very depressing point this week in the world of comedy because
What
um,
happened?
somebody passed away who was I would say probably one of the great comedic actresses, and she's
Comedic.
Canadian, so there's a connection between the U.S. and
Oh,
Canada, right?
yes. What's the
Catherine
name again?
O'Hara, yeah.
Catherine O'Hara. Oh,
So if you
yes.
want to
Home
if you want to bring up
Alone.
if you want to bring
Yeah.
up Catherine O'Hara
Oh, yes. Okay,
on your
definitely.
screen, then you can do that.
Yes.
And I'm going to talk about. So I thought this week, because in kind of a uh, kind of a remembrance, perhaps. I don't know what we would call
Mm-hmm.
this, but of her and her
Tribute
work.
for
Yeah, we
her.
talk about it. Yeah, we talk
Mm.
about it
Okay,
because it
definitely.
she contributed so much over the last 40 years to comedy, and people, even if you don't know her by name, you know what she's been in, right? And
True.
so it you have to acknowledge, there you go, Catherine O'Hara, and acknowledge what she's kind of brought to the world here. So she was born in 1954, and obviously she just died the other day. So
Yes. Let's give a
you know,
tribute to Miss Catherine O'Hara.
yeah, we can do a moment of silence if you want here.
Mm-hmm.
The But she started in Toronto. She was born in Toronto, and she is a won the Officer of the Order of Canada, and she's a recipient of the Governor General's Performing Arts Award as well in Canada. So she started out
In
in
Canada.
1974 at Second City in Toronto. So Second City obviously is a very famous comedy club in Chicago, and they opened up a branch in Toronto, I believe, in 1974. And so she started at the very beginning of that opening of that club. Now, the funny thing was, she wasn't even a comedian; she was a waitress.
Oh.
And so she was a waitress, and then but she liked what was happening, and she wanted to do more, and she became the understudy to another famous female comedian, Gilda Radner. Gilda Radner worked there at Second City in
Okay.
Toronto in
Mm-hmm.
1974, and she was on and acting and being a comedian on the stage. And then Catherine became her understudy in case Gilda couldn't make it, and so that's how she started her comedy career. Was at Second City, being the understudy for Gilda Radner, who is obviously in her own right, a mega icon in the comedy world. So then, in 1976, she got picked to be on SCTV in Canada. So it was called
Mm.
SCTV, Second City Television, and it was her and Dave Thomas and Joe Flaherty and John Candy and Harold Ramis and Andrea Martin and Eugene Levy were all in the SCTV cast when it first opened up in 1976. And she did that for several years. It had a kind of a rocky start, but it was off and on for several years, and they moved it around and had various changes in cast because Rick Moranis came on to be a cast member, and for a while John Candy left for a short while and then came back, and so it really had a bit of a. And Harold Ramis left, and he never came back to the Second City
Mm-hmm.
TV, and then they got picked up by NBC, and so they were on NBC for a while. But but Second City was kind of where she, became known originally, and
Famous one.
people probably don't know this, but she actually got picked to be on Saturday Night Live in
Wow.
1981,
Mm-hmm.
but she she actually was going to do that. She went there to, but before the first episode even recorded live, she quit and she went back to
Why?
Canada because she just did not like. She didn't like it there. Definitely different than performing at SCTV. It wasn't as collaborative on Saturday Night Live, and so she didn't like it, and she probably was a little bit homesick. She was still fairly young then, and so then she went back to Canada and went back to SCTV, and they took her back, and
Mm.
she was back on SCTV, and then SCTV got picked up by NBC, and if in the America it was called SCTV Network 90 because it was a 90-minute show on after Saturday Night Live. So she was on there. Some of her characters that she made, Lo the Heatherton, which was kind of a Las Vegas type high energy starlet who was always saying crazy things. She was always doing satirical things. She did impersonations of Katharine Hepburn and Meryl Streep and Brooke Shields, all on SCTV. And in 1984, she won a Primetime Emmy for
Wow.
outstanding writing for SCTV. So that was kind of her early career. Then after SCTV kind of finished up, she went into movies, and so and you had on the screen there, she was
Mm-hmm.
in Beetlejuice.
Bill
So she
Hughes.
was
Oh yeah,
Delia
yeah, yeah.
Dietz, and
Mm-hmm.
she was the mom in Beetlejuice to Winona Ryder's character in Beetlejuice. And oddly enough, on that movie is where she met her husband. Her
Oh
husband's name is
wow.
Bo Welch, and they've been married. They were still married until she passed away. So, so
Thank
yeah.
God.
And there's a funny story about that because the reason that she met her husband is they were working together on Beetlejuice. He was a set production designer, and then she obviously was the actress. And they talked on set and everything, but they never engaged, beyond work. And Tim Burton, the legendary director Tim Burton, talked to Bo Welch, who is her husband now, and said, "You need to ask Catherine out. You guys should go have a date." And so, with the encouragement from Tim Burton, Bo Welch asked Catherine out, and then they got married. So that's an interesting, interesting thing, right? So, uh, and if you remember Beetlejuice, they had the Deo where they were singing Deo and doing the dance and everything because Beetlejuice was manipulating them was like one of the big scenes in the movie, and there was Beetlejuice 2, and I believe they were working on Beetlejuice 3. I don't know that for sure, but I think they were working on that or had worked on that, and so she was in all of that. And then probably her best known role as far as the for movies is she was the mom Kate McAllister in Home Alone. And so she played the mom and was worried about Kevin, and then worked her way back from overseas whenever they all realized that Kevin wasn't with them, to get back home to, to save her son, as it were. And so, yeah, she was Kate McAllister, and she was in the Home Alone movie. She was in Home Alone 2 as well. And that's kind of probably her biggest role because it gets played every Christmas. Everyone watches Home Alone every Christmas, and everyone knows uh, Kevin's mom and the fact that she was so worried. And then there's that iconic scene with her and John Candy riding in the back of the U-Haul trailer as she's trying to make her way back to get home after getting snowed in when she reached back to the states. And so, very iconic stuff, right? Then
Iconic,
also,
definitely.
that's right, yeah. And then I don't know if people know, but she was also a voice of Sally in A Nightmare Before Christmas, which is again
Oh,
another a Halloween, well, actually a Christmas movie that's very Halloween like, with Jack Skellington and so forth. That's another Tim Burton movie that you know. And then she did tons and tons of voiceover work. I mean, just tons of it. Now, if you're into her comedy, you know that she's, uh, was a fantastic improvisational comedic actress, and she was in a number of Christopher Guest mockumentaries. The first one being in 1996, she played Sheila Albertson in Waiting for Guffman, and a lot of times she played in movies with either Eugene Levy or with and I'm blanking on his name. I just saw his picture there, and now I'm blanking on his
where?
name. Fred Willard, Fred Willard, or Eugene Levy usually played her husband in these things, and so in Waiting for Guffman, it was Fred Willard, and then later in Best in Show and so forth, it was Eugene Levy. But she she gave us Cookie Fleck in Best in Show, and Eugene Levy was her husband, and then she was with Eugene Levy in A Mighty Wind as a folk duo called Mitch and Mickey, and they actually performed A Kiss at the End of the Rainbow was so moving, and they performed at the 2004 Academy Awards.
Yes,
But
Academy Award.
she was just an improvisational actress that uh, couldn't be couldn't be beat. And then here in the last section of time here is Schitt's Creek, which is a Canadian show. It
Mm-hmm.
was filmed in Canada, made in Canada, and she played Moira Rose with Eugene Levy as her husband. And she had the, she main character. At first, she turned down the role, but then she finally relented and did it. And she played his character with this accent that was just indistinguishable. You couldn't understand what it was.
Mm-hmm.
She was so it was so mixed, and she just invented this character who was outrageous and who said things so oddly that it became indelible with people, and so they Moira Rose was kind of like her penultimate role, and she won an Emmy, outstanding lead actress in a comedy series in 2020, I believe, for that, which is you know pretty good, right? After starting in 1974, so that's almost 45 years of doing steady work almost every year, and then she finally wins that award. So, but I mentioned already before that in May 11th on 2017, she was appointed the Officer of the Order of Canada. In 2021, she received a Lifetime Artistic Achievement Award from the Governor General. And then in 2024, she was in Beetlejuice as Delia Dietz. So yeah, it's really sad. Uh, that she passed away recently, but I mean, she has, you know, uh, a body of work that is just, amazing. You couldn't ask to be in more things than she was in. It's just, you know, just outrageous how many things she was in. So some of the she was in for your consideration as well. So I'm just going to go through her credits here and go through some of the things that she was in. So the first thing that uh, she was in was a thing called Wayne and Schuster Show, which is a Canadian show, right before she was on SCTV, and then SCTV from '76 to '79 are the big ones. SCTV Network from '81 to '83. STTV Channel from '83 to '84. She was in the silly movie called The Last Polka with the Schmengi brothers, which were Eugene Levy and John Candy. And then she got into other things. So she was in a Martin Scorsese movie called After Hours, which is a very good movie if you've never seen it. Obviously, Beetlejuice in 1988. Um, she was in Ed Grimley Misadventures, which was a TV series, as well as then she just was in everything. So Home Alone in 1990, Larry Sanders Show, Home Alone 2, Nightmare Before Christmas, uh, Tales from the Crypt, Waiting for Guffman. I mean, it goes on and on. She's just in so much stuff. You just
Mm-hmm.
could not uh, keep up with her.
Yes, she's a
She was,
legend.
yeah. And I'm looking to see if there's. It doesn't say there's a Beetlejuice for you. I
Beetlejuice.
thought there was a Beetlejuice was supposed to get made. Now who knows if they'll actually do it because she's not going to be around to be in it, and she was such a big part
Mm-hmm.
of it. Schitt's Creek from 2015 to 2020, which is an excellent television show if you want to see something
Try.
really good. Have you watched that,
No,
Daniel?
no, not yet.
What?
Yeah,
What?
I'm in a cocoon yet.
Yeah, well, that's something you need to put on your list. It's uh,
Yeah,
a fantastic show. It's very well made,
highly
and
recommend it.
yeah, I highly recommend to watch it. I mean, it's so good. But Catherine O'Hara, I mean, it's really sad because she is more of an improvisational actress, right? So she's
Mm,
funny, but she makes she makes the things funny because she just thinks on her feet. And so
natural.
improvisation, we haven't actually done a show on improvisation, have we? Yeah, we should do that next week. But it's not improvisation is can be really hard. I think it's really hard for people in general to improvise because it's much easier if you
It's
have a
hard.
script and you just follow the script, right? But
Yes,
if you have to improvise, it's you have to think on your feet. You got to keep things moving, and you also want to try to keep everything light and funny, and that's what she did. So um, over and over and over again, and she was quite a
kudos
down to
for her.
earth person.
Yes,
Yeah, had a family, right? So she had kids. And so yeah, she's going to be missed. I think it was really quite a sudden uh you know onset. She wasn't ill for a long time. She just something happened and she passed away. Still there, Daniel?
don't know what's happening.
Daniel's having a tough time tonight with his connection, I think. So he's kind of there and kind of not. But let me let me go over some pieces of trivia about. Um, and she was recently with Macaulay Culkin when he got his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. She gave a eulogy at John Candy's funeral. Uh, she was her acting mentor was Gilda Radner, as I mentioned. She worked with Tim Burton on several films because he directed Beetlejuice, Frankenweenie. She was in that as well, Nightmare Before Christmas, and the series of unfortunate events. She'd known Eugene Levy for many, many years prior, and then obviously his son, Dan Levy, was a baby whenever
A
they met.
baby. A baby, not grown up, eh?
Yeah, and now he's all grown up and they do a show together, right? So
Mm-hmm.
she's pictured on a set of 5 non-denominated Canadian commemorative stamps honoring great Canadian comedians in August 2014. In addition to the main portrait, she is shown in her roles of Delia Dietz from Beetlejuice, Marilyn Hack from In Your For Your Consideration, and Mickey Crab in A Mighty Wind. So other people who were on those stamps were Jim Carrey, Mike Myers, and Martin Short, who are all famous Canadians as well. Um, so yeah, I mean, it's just she's got a star on the Canada's Walk of Fame in June of 2007. She had worked with Eugene Levy, multiple times, at least one, two, three, four, five, six, like 7 or 8 movies they did together. Um, she learned to play the auto harp for her role in A Mighty Wind, and she's got 2 sons, Matthew and Luke, um, from her marriage to Bo Welch, which we talked about. So, yeah.
I hope they're comedian too. Hmm. Then
I don't know. That's a
they
good question.
inherit.
I don't know that they are or not, Daniel. That's a good question. That is a good
They should inherit the
question.
DNA.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh my
Do you
goodness.
think that your children is a comedian too, Mr.
Oh
Bob?
yes,
Are they
both my kids are extremely funny in their
comedian?
own right. Yes.
Mm.
My
Oh, thank God.
both of them
They
could
got your
easily,
DNA.
do stuff. I don't know that they will, but um they could.
Mm-hmm.
And the
Just
funny thing is actually both of them uh can speak, so they can get up in front of crowds and give speeches, and so that's
nice.
I
No
don't know
stage
that
fright.
yeah, I don't know if that's because of me, but
I think
most
that's
young
your
people have
DNA.
trouble with that though, so yeah.
Yes. Because of your DNA, Mr. Bob. Congratulations.
I don't know about that.
Thank you, thank you. I hope that I have that DNA too, just like Miss Catherine O'Hara. But well, we thank you for your legacy, Miss
Yes.
Catherine. Thank you, thank you. Hoping for more like you to come, right? We
Yeah,
need
no,
like here.
definitely. I mean, she's you know, she's been around for a while, but you think about it, television has been around even longer, and so she's one of the few, television and movies. She's one of the few women in comedy where there's no hesitation from anybody to say she's one of the greats.
Mm-hmm.
And so, everybody doesn't get that. You know,
True.
she's right up there
Those.
with if you think about it, right up there with Lucille Ball and folks like that. So icons in an industry, and apparently, from what you read, she was an incredibly nice person. So that's kudos to her for being a nice person on top of all of it.
Yes,
That's the I think that's the hard part sometimes.
being kind.
Is
Mhm.
you well because once you attain a certain level of fame, right?
True. They
I
forget
think it becomes
themselves.
harder for you. not that you're not a nice person, but it becomes more difficult for you to be in the world, right? And so
Yes.
you get hassled a lot for your fame, and so I think that can wear on people and make you a little more jaded and make you a little bit more
Boastful.
yeah, a little more fussy, right?
Fussy, yes. True.
So to keep your nice, to be nice to people at that point is becomes harder because everybody wants something from you because you're famous,
True.
and and you can't give everybody what they want because you have to stay true to yourself. And so yeah, I think she balanced it really, really
Kudos.
well. So
Kudos. Kudos again. Thank you for your legacy, Miss Catherine O'Hara. Hoping for more and more like you to come. So, Mr. Bob, would you like to plug in something?
sure, you can always listen to me tell a story at staticradio.com or static radio on the socials. And I'm here on the 101s, as I like to call them,
101.
on the
Yes.
Universal
So, what are the
Podcast.
101?
Is a Universal
Mm-hmm.
Podcast Network?
Yes. We are dominating the world, Mr. Bob.
Well, you can see me here on the
Yes.
101s on Movie 101, Comedy 101, Trivia
Yes.
101, and
And
Conspiracy 101.
yes, please listen to it because you know Mr. Bob is one of the aliens. Oh
That's
my
right.
God.
Daniel last week told me that I was an alien. So
Conspiracy.
he's very,
Oh,
yeah, he's very nice.
tune in, people. Tune in. Is our latest episode
Mhm.
of Conspiracy Theory. It's not available yet on our podcast platform, but soon we are
Soon.
live every Sunday. Yeah.
Sunday,
What?
Sunday, Sunday.
Is it 7 p.m. PST or what time are you, Mr.
Well, it's
Bob?
9 o'clock for me. I don't know what time it is. Yeah, 7 o'clock Pacific. Yeah.
Yes. So please do tune in, watch us because we bring you something 101 that interests you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
And again, we give you an applause, Miss Catherine O'Hara, for giving the laughter, the legend, and of course, something that we remember through our lives.
Forever
So,
and
Mr.
ever.
Bob, thank you for your time.
Thanks, Daniel. I'll see you next time.
Vertical people, see you soon.